Arnold Schwarzenegger once said, "You can't climb a ladder with your hands in your pockets." Obviously, my hands are going to be on my phone. Hey guys, Dreadjoker here, back with another Shadowverse video. This time, I've got a couple tips for you guys that are looking to climb from D or anywhere else on the ladder up to A, AA, Master rank. Some of these are generic tips that you can use for other games that have their own ranked ladders. Others are a little Shadowverse specific. Feel free to use these tips where it applies. Let's get right into it. Tip number 1. Learn a meta deck. A lot of people on the ladder are going to be using decks that have success in tournaments or have had success on the ladder already and have had multiple win streaks. There's resources where people post their decks or other people have found their decks and have posted it online. You can use these resources to your advantage to see what is more likely to appear on the ladder, but you could also use it to find something that you would enjoy playing and could potentially have success with, given the time and the practice. That being said, tip number 2 is learn the deck. Success comes with mastery, and mastery comes with practice. Get reps on the deck, that way you can learn the ins and outs, the on-curve plays, the off-curve plays. Sometimes the optimal on-curve play isn't the correct play, but you'll only learn that with practice and learning the matchups with the other meta decks. Keeping up with the theme of deck knowledge, we're going to go into tip number 3, which is learn to identify what you're playing against. You don't want to identify what you're playing against when it's too late and they've already succeeded in fulfilling their win condition. You want to identify it as soon as possible based on some of the things that they play early game. Once you know what you're playing against, you'll learn how to play around it. That way you can try to hinder or play around their win condition before it's too late. Because if you identify it too late, then they might already have the game in their hands. Tip number 4, take a minute to evaluate why you lost. It's real easy to blame the fact that you lost on your opponent drew better, you drew poorly, they played better, or just chalk it up to another loss. The only way that you're going to get better is to identify what you could have done better. There's always simple mistakes or simple things that you could have done differently that would have changed the outcome of the game. Very rarely does it happen that you actually did open poorly or your opponent high rolled better than you did. There's usually something in the game that if you had done this differently, I advise that you take a step back, evaluate what you did and what you could have done, and you'll be better for it. Tip number 5, manage your tilt level. It's easy to get frustrated when climbing the ladder or just playing in general. You go on a losing streak, you keep seeing the same deck over and over. It can get a little frustrating, and sometimes you have to take a step back and realize that it is just a game. And while you are putting time and effort into it, you're supposed to be having fun. Take a step back, recharge, put the game down for a little bit, and come back later when you're in a better state of mind. It's important to keep a positive attitude when you're playing. It minimizes distractions and minimizes loose playing. Tip number 6, take your time. The timer can be your best friend and your worst enemy. It's oftentimes anxiety inducing knowing that your turn will end once the timer hits 0. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't take your time and evaluate your plays. Sometimes because you're rushing to beat the timer, you'll miss out on your lethal plays or a better play that you would have made had you taken the time to take a look at what's in your hand and what's on the field. You want to make sure that you get your turn complete before the timer hits 0, but you don't want to do it in such a way that you miss out on plays because you were rushing. Relax a little bit. Use the timer to your advantage. You do have time to you do have time to evaluate the situation and make the plays to the best of your abilities. And finally, tip number 7, it's okay to lose. You're not going to win every game, no matter who you are, what you play. Lose streaks happen. It's just part of the game. You're playing the game to have fun. It can be super frustrating to hit a 10, 15, sometimes 20 lose streak. and watch your rank replenish. But you're still gaining experience playing these games. If it's getting to a point that you're losing faith in your skills or your deck, that's when you know that you need to take a break, de-stress, decompress, and revisit the game when you're in a more positive mindset. Sometimes you just need to make a tweak to your deck that will suit you better or suit what you're playing against better. But overall, don't be afraid to lose. It comes with the territory. And that's 7 tips for climbing the ladder. Be sure to look out for me when I'm streaming or posting up the ladder in time, because I have to climb just like you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Show your support and help out your boy. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.